Welcome back to another episode of the Ark Survival Guide. We are at this beautiful stream coming down from the mountains in the Highlands, and this is a beautiful place, just amazing countryside. And today we are going to be building a base underneath this waterfall. There's a really cool cave under here, and so today we'll be making that base. So, first of all, you're going to notice that the video will be playing at double speed most of the time. This is a very long process to build a big base like this, and we've got a lot of flying to do, so we're probably going to be doing this in quick speed just because pteranodons fly pretty slowly, even when they are sprinting. So, the first thing I'm doing here, we just finished getting this Gigantosaurus to follow us away from this river. So there's a really cool waterfall with a cave underneath it, which is the best place I can think of to build a base right now. But in order to make that safe to even go near, we had to get rid of this huge Gigantosaur that was just lurking around here and just instantly killing everything in sight. So we won't have any predators around because he killed everything. I mean, everything out here. But check out this base. There is this huge cave back here. I mean, there's actually metal, and there's even some obsidian. We have our own swimming pool in here, which is really cool. And there's plenty of room. And I love the way it just backs up right behind a waterfall. That is really cool. So we have a pretty safe area, and the only thing we really need to do to have a gigantic, fully enclosed base is to just close off the mouth of this cave. Now, I brought one giant stone dinosaur gateway here because I wasn't sure exactly how big the mouth of this cave was, and it looks like it's about 3 gateways wide. So I'm going to have to come back with some more materials, but for now, I'm going to go ahead and place that gateway there because this pteranodon can only carry so much weight. It looks like we're going to have to make multiple trips. I'm also going to drop off a storage bin because we'll be needing to store a lot of stuff around here. And I'm going to place a feeding trough in this area too. I'm going to try to place it where it'll be in range of wherever I'm going to keep most of my dinosaurs. And this little crevice right here looks just about perfect. So the main point of this whole base is because we tamed a unicorn. It was episode 58, in case you missed it. The most rare animal in the entire game is a unicorn. There's only one that spawns per server, and usually it gets killed by other stuff when it does spawn. So, I mean, it's incredibly rare to ever even see one, and they're also really hard to tame. Definitely watch episode 58 if you haven't. The one we tamed was really hard to tame, and it was right down the mountain. It was actually right on this beach that we tamed it, which is right down the mountain from that huge Gigantosaur. On my way down, I am just going to grab this whale. So in the Highlands, there's a lot of these big dead whales, and you can get tons of hide, keratin, and huge amounts of spoiled meat from these guys, which will be really helpful for making tranquilizers later. Now, we've been growing narco berries on our farm, and we've got a couple hundred at least at this point. Oh, there's another cool waterfall. I'm just going to check this out real quick, because most waterfalls in this area have something behind them, and looks like this one does not have a cave behind it. So, call me a liar, right? But that was worth a try. I'm also going to grab this whale, and I'm stuck on the pteranodon's wing. I hate when that happens. It happens all the time with my scorpion, too. I'll just end up standing on its claws, and I can't move. If I'm not touching the ground, I can't move, so I have to jump right back on the dinosaur, and then hop off again. Is that a blue sheep? That's a blue sheep. I'm going to have to come back for that guy. So I don't have any way to tame sheep right now. I need vegetable cakes, sweet vegetable cakes. And the only way to get those is by cooking them with some sap, which I'm going to get from redwood trees later on. Speaking of scorpions being glitchy, he is stuck in the wall, and there we go. So here we are back at the floating fortress. And I'm going to carefully arrange my dinos and make sure that my dung beetles are not falling out. So it looks like everybody is present and accounted for. So I'm going to try to pull out without knocking any dinos off the raft. And perfect. Okay. So we're going to pull this raft up as close to the Highlands base as we can. And I should be able to park this safely right at the base of the stream that the waterfalls are coming down into. So there goes that Therizinosaur glitching through the wall. It's a little weird. And you can see the crops are actually growing really nicely on top of this base. So we have our entire ceiling of our base is covered in crops, and they're all doing really well. We've got a lot of vegetables, a lot of narco berries, and that's going to come in handy when we need to tame something later on. We should have tons of narcotics out of that. So we're leaving this little area with these cool hexagonal basalt pillars, and that unicorn poops a lot. It's actually great because it's great fertilizer. Our dung beetles are converting that into fertilizer, which is used as fuel for these turrets that are shooting everything down. And we also get oil out of it, which we're going to use for gasoline for our fabricator. So there's a lot of good stuff we can actually do with this dinosaur poop. Let's see. Yeah, I should be able to grab this whale. Notice there was a whale right next to some metal, so I just really couldn't pass this up. It's a very nice little one-stop shop there. But our focus is to get that base going, so I'm just going to get right back in here and keep going with it. Just could not pass up all that hide. We're definitely going to be needing that stuff later on. And now, as you can see, our tickle monster, our Therizinosaur, is glitched halfway through the wall there. So I may end up needing to ram him out of the raft using a stone, some boulder sitting out on the coast. But we'll deal with that later. Right now, the main thing I want to do is get going with this base. So I'm actually going to call this base BagEnd, which for all you Lord of the Rings fans is where Bilbo Baggins actually lives under a hill. So, you know, it's a pretty fitting name for this base, I think, because we're going to be basically building a nice little area inside that hill. And this Highlands area just really reminds me of the Shire from Lord of the Rings. It's good stuff. So here we are. It's actually really easy to find this base. You wouldn't really think about this, but one really... Oh gosh, that guy is a mess. Let's see if he'll follow me. Oh, good, okay. I was afraid that was going to be much harder to get him to stop glitching out of there, but looks like that was not too bad. So I just made some preparations, and I actually built some more dinosaur gateways, and we're going to take some stuff up to this base. So we have this beautiful river with some waterfalls, and then on the second tier of waterfalls is actually where this base is. So we're going to follow the river, and you can see these rocks on the right-hand side. Just going to explore real quick. I think I see some sheep. Yeah. That is interesting. We have a brown sheep, too. I really want to come back and get these guys, but right now I just don't have the stuff to actually tame them, so it's not going to do much good. And none of my dinos can carry them either. So here we are back at the base, and I'm going to go ahead and extend these dinosaur gateways the rest of the way across. You can see it's actually trying to snap to this gateway. They'll snap a little bit. It's hard to get them to, but that is perfect right there. And I'm going to try to snap this one so that the foundation is kind of inside the other one, so it'll look really nice. Yeah, oh, look at that. That is a perfect gate right there. So we're going to go ahead and set up some more doorways here, and that should be perfect. So now we have a big, tall wall all the way across here. The only thing that could possibly get in now is like an Argent, which, you know, some things can fly through narrow gaps like that, but I don't think we're going to have any issues with that. So I'm going to place a thatch foundation. I'm using thatch because it's really cheap, and, you know, in here we're not going to have any dinosaurs at all. As far as I know, nothing can even spawn in this cave. So I'll just place a bed down here, and we are going to name it BagEnd after the Hobbit. Here we go. So check it out. We have a totally safe area, and we've actually got some metal down here in our swimming pool. Just had to go for a swim now that we have this swimming pool in our house. So I'm going to grab this metal. Probably as I'm building in here, foundations, if you place them down, will actually stop metal from respawning. And if I remember correctly, it's about the distance of 12 foundations from the one you place. No metal will spawn within that radius. So most likely I'm not going to get this metal back, but I may as well grab it while I'm here, you know? So I'm going to head back down. We now have the basics of the base. We've got the bed in there, and we've got a safe wall that is covering up the entire entrance. So at this point, that's going to be the safest place for us to store this unicorn. So that actually took very little stone compared to what you would expect to make a full safe base that can totally enclose this unicorn. And most dinosaurs won't even be able to hit that gateway there because they would have to come around and actually go underneath the waterfall. And that would be a lot of random wandering to even bring them down to it. So we should be pretty darn safe. The other thing is, I think that Gigantosaur is too big to fit through that cave. So we should be safe even if he comes back and smashes down the stone. He should be too big to get in there. So I've got my unicorn on follow. When a dinosaur is following you, it has unlimited stamina, so it's actually going to go a lot faster than if I was actually riding that unicorn, which is a much lower level than my Pteranodon. So if you've got two dinosaurs available, always ride the one with the high stamina and have the other one follow you. Oh, perfect, and he is following me right in. Great. If only she was this easy to deal with when I first tamed her, my gosh. She was really tough to tame. So here we go. I'm just going to tell her to stop and wait here, and we're going to put some berries in this this trough here, which will keep her always having enough food so she won't starve to death. I'm going to up her movement speed so she'll move really fast at any point, but we are probably not going to be using her because that's a dinosaur you can never get back. That's I will probably never see another one of those unicorns. So I'm going to grab some more of this metal until I'm nice and full. And I'll just leave this over here in this storage bin, because we'll probably be picking it up later. And hey, more unicorn poop, that's great. It's kind of weird though, the floor glitches a little bit where the poop kind of sunk into it. Oh, and we've got some obsidian. Perfect. So this stuff is actually going to be really helpful later on, so I'm going to grab everything that I can. I think that's all the obsidian here. Oh, good, and I can even still fly on this Pteranodon. He's not totally overweight. I did not mean to hit that button. Hold up there, unicorn. Guess I'm going to have to reposition her back in here. And yeah, just stand there, please. Great. And now I've whistled her to stop, and she's still in range of the feeding trough. So I'm going to pop out here, close the door so she's totally safe. And there you go. That unicorn is as safe as she can possibly be. No dinosaurs should be able to get in there. The only thing that I could possibly worry about is if like an Argent Avis were to fly through that little tiny crack above the doors. And even that, we're going to just go ahead and place a Plant Species X turret inside the base within range of the unicorn, just in case something ever does wander in there. So I like to keep my dinos on passive, which means even if they get attacked by something, they will not fight back. That keeps them from wandering away and getting in trouble. Let's see what this supply crate has. No way. That's amazing. Okay, we just got a GPS. And that is actually really hard to make. It takes a lot of crystal, I think it takes a lot of polymer and electronics. Anyway, very difficult to make. Let me get back in this base before it gets dark. This is why you should always, if possible, grab those yellow beacons. So the way the GPS works, I'm just going to put it in my hotbar real quick. Can't see anything because it's dark. When you pull it out, it actually gives you the latitude and longitude of your location and tells you which direction you're facing. That's gonna really come in handy because my map is broken on this game. I don't really know what happened, but there's some kind of a glitch where whenever I pull up my map, it doesn't actually show the location where I am, which is kind of a pain if I'm trying to show you guys where it is. So if you go to the Ark wiki and look at the Ragnarok map, it will actually show a latitude and longitude, and you can use those numbers on my GPS to see the exact location where this base is. So I'm going to try to show you guys later on so you can kind of have a reference point of where on the map we are. So that is going to be incredibly helpful later on. So just like with our other turrets, I went ahead and deposited one plant species X seed, as much fertilizer as I had extra, and then I put my flask of water into it. And when we drop that in, we can use the right trigger to use the water, and it actually waters that crop plot. So I have a whole video on how to farm. Oh dang, I didn't mean to do that. I have a whole video on how to farm, and so if you watch that tutorial, it's in this playlist a little bit further behind. You'll actually be able to see everything that I'm doing and why I'm doing it. But for now, we'll just be building this base. I won't explain it too much. So we're getting all the water we need in this plant species X turret. So this guy is going to basically protect our unicorn just in case something ever does spawn in this base, or if we ever get followed in here. And that turret should be enough to take down just about anything that would bother our unicorn. So now this guy is completely safe, nothing's going to be able to hurt him, and as soon as that species X blooms, he will be actually protected by another turret, so we're going to be in great shape. We now have a unicorn who's totally safe. And here's the coordinates of this base in case you're wondering, and you can actually look that up on the map later on. So that's all the basics that we really need for this map. I'm going to separate out some metal, get it light enough that my Pteranodon can carry it back down. And we'll head back to our floating fortress, and that's pretty much all we're going to need to do right now. So it's a beautiful new day, and on the next episode, we are going to head down to the redwoods. Redwoods are actually pretty dangerous, but now that we have our unicorn safely stashed away here, it's going to be safe for us to go and explore them. This is such a beautiful place. I just want to take a look around one more time. And actually, you see these purple flowers. This is something unique to Ragnarok. I actually can get silk from these. You see I'm getting a little bit of silk from these purple flowers. And these bushy looking things are actually savo root. So thanks for watching, and follow us again on the next episode, and we will head on down to the redwoods and explore the redwoods. So let me grab some leather here, and of course my hatchet broke. Just a great way to end the episode. So thanks for watching, and we'll see you soon. Thanks so much for watching our video from the Ark Survival Guide. This is an amazing game, and it's sometimes really hard to learn how to survive, but we are dedicated to teaching you how to not just survive, but how to thrive and have lots of fun on this amazing game. So we have a series for just a Let's Play, so you can watch how we've conquered this vast open world. And we also have a guide series with specific guides on how to do certain things that are a little bit more confusing or difficult on this game. So be sure to like this video and subscribe to our channel. We are constantly creating new videos for you to enjoy. So you can travel through your journey on Ark with us and learn how to do everything you need to know to survive in this game. So thanks for watching, and we will continue to bring you great content that is suitable for the entire family, except maybe the occasional dinosaur poop. What can you do? This is Ark. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you soon on the next video.